Hello YouTube, SentinalhMC here, and welcome to Big Pharma, the first episode of what I hope to be a Let's Play series, because I really like this game. So, what is Big Pharma? Well, Big Pharma is a business management sim developed by Twice Circled Games, published by Positech Games. It's part business sim and part logistics puzzle, and you'll see what I mean from looking at the background of this main menu. You can see some of the crazy stuff that we'll end up getting up to later. But anyway, let's start up the game. I like the way this game is laid out. So I went through the tutorial already, and it keeps track of which ones you've completed. This game has an absolute ton, if we scroll to the right, absolute ton of scenarios. And there's also free builds and custom games, so you could basically play this game forever. There's multiple completion levels for each of these missions based on how well you do, and it's quite awesome. So we're going to do this second one here, Lost My Appetite, because I've already got a game going on bottom line. But it's pretty far into the game, so I want to show you the game from the beginning. So let's click on this one. So our goal here is to supply 300 appetite suppressant treatments within 8 years. So if we click on Lost My Appetite, we'll select our executive officer, and we will incorporate. Okay. So the game starts here. We have to supply 300 appetite suppressants before the 1st of January 2013. If we complete the task in 4 years, we'll get the Master's rank, 6 years for the Expert rank, and 8 years for Standard. So that's how that works. So as you can see, you can complete it in 8 years, but if you can take that time down, you can get a higher placing. So the way the game works is that we start off with this little room here. This is the production view. And then we can buy additional factory space whenever we want, as long as we have access to it. So I can't buy these ones over here, because you see these dotted lines here? I can't buy this room until I buy this room. Okay, so these dotted lines, they connect to the other buildings, and you have to own that room in order to get the one next to it. So each of these rooms have little ports, which let you import ingredients and export cures. So if we go over here, we'll click on the Ingredients tab. And this shows us what ingredients we have available to us at the start of the game. You always start with 2. At least so far, I've always started with 2. We have Purified Tray Fly Quartz, which is an antihistamine, but has a side effect of narrowing pupils. We also have Polymerized Citric Acid Secretion. I love these names, they're crazy. Which is a painkiller which can increase your blood pressure. So I'm going to try to explain this game as we play it. I want to go to the Cures tab, because our goal is to supply appetite suppressants. So what we have to do is work our way down here to appetite suppressants, which I'm not really sure where those... There it is. There's the appetite suppressant. So we need to get down to this cure, and we need to produce 400 of it. Which means we want to start by calming acid reflux. And we don't have that. Eases migraine, alleviates insomnia. Body response. This is digestion. It says we already have it, unless it's just showing me where I need to go. So, this is digestion. We need to acquire an ingredient that calms acid reflux. So that will be one that's to do with digestion. So far, none of these are to do with digestion. So we'll have to find out which one does it. So anyway, let's get started by making a basic cure for something. Let's go with this painkiller one over here, the polymerized citric acid secretion. So the way the game works is that these ingredients have various concentrations. Citric acid secretion is at a concentration of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, up to 20. And you need to get the concentration into these zones in order to activate the effect. So we will have a painkiller effect if we have concentration anywhere from 5 to 12. But if we have our concentration 8 to 16, it will also increase blood pressure, which is a side effect. So if we keep our concentration under 8, we can have a painkiller with no side effects. And that's what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to go over here to the production screen. click on this little box and import some polymerized citric acid secretion. So now we're going to have that coming in right here. So what we need to do with it is we need to increase its concentration by 1. So how do we do that? Well, the way we do that is with machines. So if we go over to the basic, if we run it through an evaporator, it will increase concentration by 1. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to run it through an evaporator. Everything has to be connected by a belt. You can't put this directly next to that, which is why I didn't. So now that we have that set up, if I start the game and actually run it, we will import. You can see that if we run this, it has increased the concentration and our painkiller effect is now active. No side effects. So, if I go ahead and... Oops. I keep doing that. If I go ahead and grab some pill printers, you always want to use 2, because these take 2 ticks to process, and these only take 1. What? No! The belts are a bit weird. They like to be strange. Okay, there we go. So now this belt set up right here, and we can increase the speed to get it quick. We got petite cords coming out, going into our pills, making ours some painkiller pills.
Product name required.
So now we're gonna name this the Ache Buster. I like that. I love the names that it gives this stuff. Now we're selling the Ache Buster for $122. If I go to the company tab, I can see the effect of my painkiller. So we've administered it to 10 people and we have eased 10 pains. That's actually ridiculously good. That means that our so far our cure has a 100% success rate with no side effects, which means this is going to be worth a lot of money. So the current value per sale is 122, and we're spending money processing it. So we're currently making a profit of now just $63. So every time I sell one, I'm making $63. So my current cash flow is $63. Pretty nice. We don't want to waste too much time because we have to complete this in 8 years. So go back to the production floor. Now we're using both of these ports, which means we can't make anything else in this room. So we want to buy another room. The problem with this room is that there's only one port, so there's actually no way to sell anything. We'd have to have this room and use that port. So we're going to buy this room. So now we have 2 more in-out ports where we can make another cure. Let's pause that. Let's go to the ingredients tab. Now, there's also these explorer guys over here. In order to get new ingredients, you need to explore. Infection, body response, blood medication, liver medication. So we need 1 explorer in order to get either of these. So if we hire an explorer, $5,000, so kind of expensive. It costs $50 a day. And we assign him to the Steam Weevil, now he will begin unlocking this ingredient. It's nice. We can also go over to the research tab, and we can hire a scientist for $3,000 and $30 a day. And now we can have him research something. Now we want to get down to desert expeditions because we want to get those explorers able to go down there because I still haven't found any digestive stuff. We already have the dissolver, the pill printer, the evaporator. We can research other machines like the agglomerator and the ionizer. We can go up here and research this stuff. Different things need different numbers of scientists to research them. So let's pause this. Our cash flow is currently negative because we're paying for the scientist and the other guy. And we're not making enough money. Okay, so we have our painkiller. We could upgrade it to ease migraines if we fulfill certain obligations, which we'll probably do next. We can also have an antihistamine here, which is the other one that we have. So you can see we can upgrade to these higher level cures, which make more money, but we need certain machines. Like down here, you need an autoclave. So we're going to have to get to those machines eventually. But so far, I think we're good on not researching the agglomerator. And we're going to research the headquarters first. We want to get down there. Alright, so if we want to go ahead and I want to keep my current cure, my level 1 painkiller, just for the basic income at the moment, but I want to get to the next level of this. So we have to increase our concentration up to 7, and then we can run it through an evaporator to upgrade it to these migraines. Of course, if we do that, we will activate the blood pressure. So once we've done that, we can adjust it later. So let's go ahead and do that, because the easiest migraine is active between 5 and 9. So let's go to the production floor. I've paused the game so I'm not losing money. And we're going to import the same thing, the polymerized citric acid secretion, because that's the painkiller. We need to raise the concentration to 7. It starts at 4, which means we need 1. These things can be a little bit tricky to. That's part of the puzzle of this game is fitting things in. So this is 5, 6, 7. So if we run this. This is at 5. This is at 6. And this one's at 7. So now that it's at 7, if we run it through another evaporator, we'll upgrade it to East's migraines. So let's go ahead and do that. So if we watch this, Teat course comes in, and now we're up to East's migraines. However, we've now added increased blood pressure as a side effect. Now we can get rid of this side effect, not by simply lowering the concentration, because it'll still be active. So if I want to do that, which I kind of do, because I really like having no side effects. Now it's not always worth it to do that, because you might end up in a situation where, yeah, the drug has a higher rating, but it might not actually make you more money, which can happen. But we'll have to see how this ends up working out. If it doesn't work out, then we will have to change it. So we will slap the Pokemons there. Run this belt here into this dissolver, which will lower our concentration. There we go. So here we have eases migraine, increases blood pressure. We lower it down, and now it eases migraine without increasing blood pressure. So current profit.
A competitor has released a new product.
148. Now let's keep this running so that these drugs can get through the pill printers. Then we'll check out our competitor's drug. Now, since we're not actually fighting against our competitor,
product name required.
Since all we care about is getting up to that certain medication, migraine pressure, like it doesn't actually matter. But if our competitor has a product that is better than ours, it could affect it. This value here, this is going to keep going up. So based on how good your cure is, like based on the ratio between a total administered and the number of, in this case, pains eased, the cure rating is going to go up. Now, because this is 100% effective, it's going to keep going up. Eventually, you can get to an S rank. And as it goes up above C, it gives you an increased sale price. So the drug value is currently increased by 10% because it's so good. Now this guy has just produced his own easing migraines without a. Okay, so this guy has just released the same exact thing that we just released. That was me. Never mind. What am I talking about? This is my page. This is his page. Yes, he's just released an ease migraine at Soul 5. I've just released an ease migraine as well. What we have to hope is that ours is better than his. Which it appears to be, because once again we seem to have hit the sweet spot and we are 100% effective with no side effects. Now you can't see how well he's doing. All you can see is the cure rating on his stuff. cure rating on his stuff will tell you how well his drug is doing. Okay, so now we're in positive cash flow again. That's pretty nice. So now we have to buy another place. Check our ingredients page. This guy is 58% away from me.
Research complete.
Oh, research is finished. Okay. So now we have the national headquarters, which doesn't actually do anything. It allows us to research these other things like desert expeditions. We're not currently anywhere near actually doing these, but I wanted to have the ability to do them pretty early on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to research probably the agglomerator. Yeah. So the agglomerator is basically just an upgraded evaporator. It costs more money to run, but it's triple as effective. It increases concentrations by 3. Plus, there are drugs that require you to run it through these machines in order to upgrade their effects and stuff. So we are going to go ahead, and because we can't produce anything at this location without having this one, we're going to buy this one first. This is a pretty tight area, but we should be able to make something happen. Let's check our ingredients. I don't want to do anything else with this one. I want to actually make myself an antihistamine, or we'll go straight to relieving insomnia. I think, although we might need a larger area for this, because we're going to have narrow pupils anyway. We may as well upgrade the effect. So we want to import our fly quartz. We want to up its concentration to 4, and then we want to run it through a dissolver to upgrade. This could be tricky to do in this little room, but we're going to try it.
Insufficient upgrade points.
I want to hit this button. I'm always doing that too. I have played this game a bit, not too much. So I'm going to need 4 of these evaporators, and I need to fit them into this tiny little space, which ain't going to be easy at all.
A competitor has released a new product.
He released something else. Well,
new ingredient discovered.
He just released a painkiller that's competing with my painkiller. His eases migraine appears to be just as good as my ease migraine. So, yeah, we're competing with each other, but I'm still out ahead, I think. So, our explorer has just discovered acidic hypocryolate crystal, which soothes cold symptoms in concentration of 3, but also causes constipation. So good job, you can have your cold soothed, but you're gonna have constipation. Not sure I like that. Not sure I would like that. So we're gonna keep with the fly quartz. You know what I could do is I could relocate this cure over to this tiny area, which I think I'll do. I think that's worth it. You can double click on machines to move them. Can't move belts, unfortunately. And you only get half your money back. Come on. Let me click you. Let's import this stuff. So now, for a moment here, it's going to lower our cash flow. But once that gets back to pills start going up again, we'll be good. Because we didn't change that drug at all, it still qualifies as the same drug, so it's still the Egg Buster. That's up to B. That's up to B. He's got C plus and C, so hopefully we'll stay at it. So now that that has been relocated over there, we have this large area to work with. Much larger. So once again, we're going to import. We're going to import trade fly quartz. Oh yeah. If I go to our ingredients tab, our explorer currently isn't researching anything. But what he is doing is getting us upgrade points, which we can use to upgrade these ingredients and make them cost less. Probably gonna want to, when we start using this, probably gonna want to upgrade it to make it cheaper because it's so expensive. But anyway, so I need to use 4 evaporators to get this up. How about we go over? We'll just do it like right here. Go here. So we'll take it from 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4, then we run it through a dissolver and it upgrades. But then we have to get the concentration all the way up to 12. So this agglomerator is going to be quite useful. We may not want to do this yet. Let's just we won't do that. Instead, let's just make it antihistamine. Again, very simple. Oh, I want that. Pill burn. Let's just make it antihistamine and see how it turns out. Not really sure how it's going to turn out.
Product name required.
Allergy crusher. Alright. It narrows your pupils. It's not very good either. Okay, so now because this has a side effect, the more often the side effect occurs, the worse the cure is. It appears to be only about 50% effective, less than 50% effective, and every time it cures, it soothes the allergies. It also nurses. Oh no, it's not quite, but it's still only about 50% effective, so it's not ideal. It is making us $84. So we just got an upgrade point. We're not using this thing yet, but we're going to start using it as soon as we get on. But first we're going to go ahead and upgrade this because we're using quite a bit of it. I figure it makes sense. And we're getting more upgrade points quite quickly, so we're going to let that run. And no, we're not. We're going to go research body response. Cool. So now we...
Research complete.
Excellent. We got the agglomerate now. We'll go ahead and research the ionizer because it's also very useful. The scientists can do the same thing as the other guys. If you leave them without, if you just leave them here and they're not working on anything, they will produce upgrade points that will reduce the cost of your, or increase the effectiveness of your machines. So anyway, let's go back to production. Let's go ahead and buy this strip for $4,000. And now we're going to try and we're going to import the tray flag ports again. But now we're actually going to try and upgrade into the antihistamine. We upgrade the antihistamine to the better. Now, the problem with the agglomerator right now is that it costs more to run one agglomerator than it does to run 3 evaporators. So if you can deal with the amount of space you're going to need, it's actually cheaper right now to keep using evaporators rather than switching to agglomerators. So we're just going to run these. Okay, our painkiller's up to a B+. His is not. Feeling pretty good about that. So now we're up to 4. Which means we just need to run it through a dissolver to upgrade it. So we'll go ahead and do that. Dissolvers are quite nice because they're easy to chain together because of the way they're shaped. But in this case, they're nice because I can just pop it in and it reverses the direction, which is where I want it to go anyway. So you got to work with the shapes of the machines, and you have to figure it out. Okay, so we now have upgraded to Relieves Insomnia. However, we don't actually have Relieves Insomnia because we have to get it up to a 12, which would actually take 11 evaporators, which is why we are going to use some agglomerators because that would just take way too many machines. Okay, we're going to plonk the agglomerator right up here because it fits well. Okay, so now we're up to that. 6, and we have to go to 12. So I could use 6 evaporators, which is going to be cheaper than 2 more agglomerators. So I'm going to try and do that. Or I'm at least going to use as many as I can. Different machines fit together better than others. Agglomerators fit together quite well with evaporators because they're bigger because of the way they're shaped. Okay, let's see. Let's use the space down here. So let's make sure that we're ending up down here somewhere. So we can pop another evaporator there. Now we have to go up by 4. Pop in another evaporator. Can I fit multiple? Can I fit more than one? Yeah, I can fit a couple down here. Pretty bad. Alright, let's see what we're doing now. Okay, we're getting up there. One more evaporator. We will have ourselves a cure. I don't even need that agglomerator. I'm pretty sure I can fit 3 more evaporators between here and there. There we go. Now we are relieving insomnia. So we'll slap through some pill printers. And away we go. Yeah. Voltaphos crystals. We have a Voltaphos pill, which is relieving insomnia with no side effects.
Product name required.
That's quite a bit of processing cost, but these upgraded ones are worth more anyway. Snore Buddy. I love these names. I never have to like rename them because I really like the names. Take it. There we go. We sold our first unit. So now we can go. So our allergy crusher is at a rank D, which is not good. We're still making profit on it, but it could be better. Ease's Migraine is making us a lot of profit because it's very effective and there's no side effects. It's going to keep going up too. So we're now leaving Insomnia. Let's see how well it does. Let's just let it run for a bit and we'll see. Alright, well, out of... it doesn't look like it's doing very well. But we are making not too bad of a profit.
New world event.
A world event. So those will happen, and those will affect things. Decreasing the demand for antihistamines. Nah, man. So that's really going to hurt our antihistamine. If we go to the Cures tab, we can see what the... yeah, see? So antihistamines are one of those cures that are determined that the demand is determined by the seasons. So it's not really in very high demand during the winter months, but then it jumps up. Of course, because of the world event, net demand has gone down, and so it's not going to do quite so well. However, we are in great shape at the moment. We're at 308 cash flow flowing in. I don't think I'm going to get master. I have 3 years to get to where I need to be. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed a look at Big Pharma. Let me know if you want to see a Let's Play of this. I'd quite like to do a Let's Play of this because it's actually really fun. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for future episodes. I'm SentinalH, and I'm signing out.